Hello, it's me RJB, back again, live with another replay, or another set of replays, just for you. Today we've got something completely different from the usual. So let's dive right into it without further ado, because today we're looking at a 3 versus 3, with a lot of big, pretty strong names in the mix. Here in the bottom middle of the map, we've got Leebokgu for Team 1. We've got Wang, also known as 458 for Team 1. Then we have, to finish off Team number 1, we've got Jugga here on the top left of the map playing the Terran. So Zerg, Protoss, and Terran for Team 1. And Team 2, we've got MC.TheMax. I'm not sure who it is, but he appeared pretty good in some previous replays I've watched. MC.TheMax, Protoss here on the middle right, and on the bottom corner we've got a barcode. No idea who it is, but I damn sure hope that he is a very strong player, otherwise this would just be lame to watch. Here on the other side we've got LLS, 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 which is basically the equivalent of a barcode. So let's remove that background music, even though it's so jolly and happy. It's just there for the introduction, and the introduction is over. Now it's time to focus on the match, which I hope I'll be able to cast somewhat joyfully, because I'm not going to be too serious about this one. A little bit more digital volume into the mix, a little bit more music into the mix. This should be about right there. I hope that's about right. Alright. So we're starting off with a lot of different build orders that might be too much to dive into. We've got a very regular 7 pylon into 3 gateways and a forge coming out here for MC.TheMax. We've got Leebokgu going for a Zergling build order where he more or less sacrifices his economy altogether. Same here for the barcode guy. He's also going for an economy build, although he's got more drones than Leebokgu, and Leebokgu is looking to go on the attack already so early into the game. And here for Wang, we've got a very odd placement for his gateways here in the front, aimed to keep enemies out, but also to reduce the traveling distance for his zealots to the enemy base. And they're going for this barcode person guy who has his zealots out there on the map getting caught off guard, and he's already getting attacked by Zergs here with his probes. His probes there are under attack, but zealots are spawning just in time to keep those probes safe. He put this pylon there very strategically to keep units away and make it harder to attack the probes, because now the units have to walk all the way around in order to attack the probes. Wang there trying to get on top of those probes, but nope, not gonna happen. He's gonna get the forge there though with the Zerglings, because now has to pull those units up there. But there's also these units from Jugga, so he's just getting completely obliterated here by multiple people. We've got zealots that are very hard to distinguish coming in here from the side as well. Just turn them blue. Yeah, this is just like LLS. Let's call him just LS. Is getting butchered here, but he's looking to be surviving this attack here, although I'm not too sure, because there's so many zealots and zerglings and marines here on the scene that he's just going to completely overrun. I am estimating his chances of survival are becoming slimmer and slimmer as not enough units are coming in from his allies, as it appears that he's just getting overrun. He's just completely done. It's already like 3 minutes into the game, and this guy is done for. Very well executed rush there from Team Leebokgu, Wang, and Jugga. Yeah, he's just completely toast. Fight here happening in the front as well, where MC.TheMax is trying to set up a block to contain Jugga into his base, because Jugga went for Marines, and you want to contain that Marine bio build into the corner and at least remove him from the equation for a little while. But as a result of that, they're now on the counterattack for Leebokgu, because Leebokgu used a lot of Zerglings, but he has a very nicely protected sunken in the back, and because there's no ranged units for Team 2, they're never going to crack this shell. So they're just leaving him alone and going for green instead here. 458, the green player, manages to defend himself quite well because he has a pretty good amount of zealots, while he's also getting cannons and gas in the back and an extra nexus to macro up for the later stages of the game. Barcode still running back and forth with his Zerglings, not achieving much, but keeping control over the middle for now. Whereas Leebokgu is now adding on hatcheries, adding on some Zerglings as well, but he's also just focusing on droning up, because it is about time that he starts getting bigger, because barcode here in the corner is pretty big. Although he only has 9 drones, he does have 5 hatcheries there in total. Circling dance there, still having on the middle, and the Zealots there getting surrounded by the Zerglings, but the Zerglings are not that strong. Although, will he get it? Will he win this exchange here, though? It looks like this exchange is going pretty bad there for Brown, but more units are coming in, but this time Zerglings are joining the fight as well, and that's a very, very bad sign there for Brown. Brown forced to retreat back to base, but MC.TheMax here in the middle right is progressing really nicely. He is doing really well. He's got the most probes, got a lot of gateways there as well, and he's got a Cyber Core finished too, and he's got a Citadel of Adun there also on the way. So I think he's going for Zealot speed, or maybe for Dark Templars, or High Templars is also an option, but I do think he's going to get Zealot speed first. Once again, fight breaks out there on the middle, but the Zerglings are getting cut out by those 458 Zealots. He did get the cannons. No, he's still building the cannons. He finished the cannons, because he was keeping Sudden Wang away from those cannons there. He could finish those cannons and get the block up and running against Jugga, but Jugga already has a factory on the way to try and break out in the near future, or maybe he's gonna go for a starport for tank drops. He's got a lot of options. On this map, you can land tank up on the hill, so that is also an option he might go for, and I do think that's what he's going for. A lot of Marines here in the front that are completely stuck in the corner. Marines there completely unable to contribute, and now MC.TheMax is running through that gateway blocker in the front, going for the backside there, but 458, they're pulling his probes to defend his cannons, but will it be enough? He has pretty much no Zealots of his own, so all he can do right now is try to block access to his cannons in the back, and he's not doing so successfully. He's getting... There's units getting on top of all those cannons in the back. Some Zealots are spawning now, but it does look like 458 here is going to fall victim to his opponents, although a lot of cannons now are finishing as well, and Zerglings are coming in from the back too. This is 5 cannons still alive. Looks like somehow he managed to do it there, though, without losing all too many of his units. So that's really well played there, really well blockade and blockage there from Sudden Wang, keeping those enemy units away from killing his cannons and killing him as a result. So well played there. More factories, engineering bay, just usual stuff you're coming down for Jugga. Just usual stuff. A lot of gateways, anti-detection, anti-air, a lot of stuff that he needs in the case that MC.TheMax here is going to go for drops, which he does appear to be doing. He's got the Tempest Archive, no Storm Upgrade finished yet. He has his Zealot Speed finished already there though, which Sudden Wang at the moment does not have. Barco here in the corner is getting richer. He's on 22 drones, but so is Leebokgu on 27 drones, but he's got no gas at the moment because he completely blocked off his extractor there with those Sunkens, so he can never mine from this one unless he kills those Sunkens, which I think he's not going to do. He's just going to build more extractors here. Fight in the middle once again goes in favor of team number 2 with MC.TheMax and Barcode completely getting control over the middle, now trying to run by and get on top of those Zealots, but might not be all that successful. We've got a Dark Templar there, dying to some Sunkens. Pretty greedy move there, because he's got that Overlord there. Another one dies there by accident. Not the best multitasking, but he's trying his hardest there nonetheless. We got Storm Upgrade now on the way. Yeah, there it is. We got Shuttle Speed soon, of course, as well. But first, the Shuttle for the drop. So he's going to drop someone and try to decimate their economy, try and build a bigger lead. Sudden Wang now recovering with an extra +1 Nexus, already on 37 probes. Well, 39, actually 37 drones here for Leebokgu, who's getting bigger and bigger by the second. He's getting absolutely massive with all those hatcheries and all those drones, whereas MC.TheMax, Barcode here in the bottom corner, still only on 25. He's focusing on getting Hydralisk speed and transitioning into Hydralisk as fast as he can, but he might be a little bit too quick with his attempt to get Hydras, as Leebokgu is getting astronomically massive. Looks like we had a tank drop here from Jugga, which hit a couple of probes. He lost about 8, I think. I missed the tank drop itself because I am completely blind and not paying attention that well, because there's a lot of happening here, a lot of stuff to look for in this 3v3. Lurkers are burrowing up in the middle. Those are Barcodes lurkers, so they're going to keep those Zealots from 458 away for now. And Dark Templars here hunting down Jugga, who has some detection here, but no detection here. So these units, unless he pulls them back to his choke, are going to get obliterated by that single Dark Templar. He noticed now, so he's pulling back his units. And he's pulling the Dark Templar into the detection zone. The Dark Templar there did all it. The Dark Templar killed enough units to make it worth it, but it would have been better if he kept that one alive. And just here to finish, to protect LLS, because LLS somehow managed to survive. He still has a Nexus there and is building more Nexi to try and get his probe count up as quick as he can. Fight here once again breaking out between 458 and MC.TheMax, and it looks like 458 wins this exchange for once. That's the first exchange on the middle he's convincingly won. Highlight is now on the way for Barcode towards Leebokgu, but Leebokgu has a lot of highlights of his own as well, and his number of highlights is actually way greater than Barcodes, but he did lose an Overlord there in the process as well, so for the moment he's supply stuck. We've got another tank up there on the way. Notice a probe. We've got tank up here on the way from Jugga, trying to kill the probe that LLS managed to rebuild, but there's Zerglings there on the scene which save his hide. We've got drops here on the way from Sudden Wang. We've got drops here on the way for MC.TheMax, who's also doing a really good job. He's actually doing a really good job there with his macro and his micro, and his, well, overall, he's just playing really well. High APM as well there too, and Jugga is preparing himself to finish moving out, although there's lurkers at the moment in between his destination and where he currently is at. So he's still blocked in, but not by cannons, but by lurkers. Now he has a vessel there as well, so he can move out and push over the middle. We got Barcode here on 35 drones now, and Leebokgu now on 43, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hatcheries with number 13 here right in the middle, and 2 Evo chambers as well, so he can get all the upgrades he needs, which Barcode can do as well, actually. He's also getting his upgrades. There's a drop coming in here from the side. Leebokgu not responding to it all that well. Now he's putting his drones away to safety. He's chasing it. He wants to storm all the drones, so he hasn't unloaded the Templar yet. Unloads the Templar. Storm misses completely there, though. Picks it up, but the shuttle's gonna go down and the Templar goes down there as well. Now the return drop from 458 is on the way towards either MC.TheMax or towards Barcode, but I'm not too sure. We just have to wait and see where that one goes. But first, he's gonna move out into the middle with this mass zealot attack, trying to gain control while joining forces, or no, not joining forces. He's going to finish off LLS. While Jugga is looking to get control over the middle, and we've got the drop here somewhere on the map. Which, ooh, there it is. The drop is happening right now as we speak. Just saw it just in time. But most of the probes there pulled to safety. He did lose about 16, I think. He went down from maybe 50 or 48 all the way down to 32. And now here, it looks like 458 is running over LLS. LLS doesn't have much to defend. They got a couple of cannons there and probes trying to block and clip into the zealots, but that's not going to suffice. It's not going to be enough. Mass fight here happening on the middle as well. There's a lot of Hydras here joined together with MC.TheMax's Hydras, but the tanks there, of course, are absolutely amazing against Hydras specifically. So Hydras are never going to do all that much. Probes there running away to safety, trying to save their hide. He's got no minerals, though, to build another Nexus, so he's done for. Though he does have an extra base in the top corner, so actually he might be able to do it. He might be able to stick into the game and recover. Well, I'm not too sure if he has enough time, because it does look like Jugga has become very big. Perhaps too big to handle. He's a Terran that is maxed out, and nobody else is even close to maxing out. He's gonna walk into some Hydras there, though, and some Zealots, but those Zealots and Hydras don't really pose much of a threat, because he can just pull back, although more Zealots are coming from the 9 o'clock base, getting a great surround and collapse on the tanks. And this time around, I do think, though, that MC.TheMax and co might have a huge shot here. Also, Barcode got stormed there by a couple of those Templars. He got 12 kills there on the Templar, and the other one I couldn't see, but I think he went down from about 40 drones all the way down to 20, so his economy is currently hurting pretty badly as well. Drop here coming in for MC.TheMax. MC.TheMax is pulling his probes, but will it be enough against 458's dropping abilities? It does look like he loses a couple of 7 of his probes there, not that many, but it's better than not losing any at all, or not killing any at all, depends on how you look at it. So the game currently at somewhat of a standstill, but Leebokgu here on the march with his mass Zerg army. That's about, I think, 3 or 36 Hylas coming for the collapse on Barcode, who currently has, well, absolutely nothing at all. He's just gonna die here. He's just completely going to get destroyed. A lot of lurkers are popping here, though, and there's overlords on the way to detect those lurkers before they even burrow. That's not gonna work, but Zealots coming from the back to finish him off. He's going for the lair. The lair goes down there before any of the units from MC.TheMax arrive. Got a dropper coming into the scene as well. Gonna unload there. What's he gonna storm? There's always no storms, just Zealots. But they're dropping right into those lurkers. So we lost the lair there, but it does look like all of Leebokgu's units got cleared out by MC.TheMax, who's absolutely the MVP this game, who, despite getting storm dropped continuously, is really carrying his team to such a degree that I didn't think was possible. LS there in the top corner, trying to recover. We've got Zealots overrunning tanks. Once again, the Storms there doing a really, really great job there. This is amazing work here from MC.TheMax, completely clearing out all those tanks that are on the middle. Although there's tanks up on the hill as well, we have to clear out, but it's Storms too. But this one there stays alive, so this one's going to be very, very annoying. Although he has a shuttle with units already there on the way. Drop coming in for MC.TheMax as well. He's putting his probes away to safety. It's mostly just Zealots. There's no Templars here on the scene. What is it? Templar 2, Templar, Stormtrooper, Storming Templar hitting all the probes, and all the probes are going down. He only has 36 of them left. He kept some of them nets to his nexus, but this is the game. This is definitely the game. And the win goes to team number 1 with Leebokgu on the Zerg. 458 on the name Sudden Wang, here on the Protoss, playing really, really well with the Storm Drops and the massing, kept himself alive for quite a while, and Leebokgu just massing up like crazy after that very low economy start, and Jugga just contributing with a tank drop and getting control over the middle after getting blocked into his base. And the kill on LLS here on the middle spot was pretty well executed as well, so pretty interesting game there. Very different from the usual stuff that we see, because I don't think I've ever casted... Well, maybe I casted 1-3-3-3 set somewhere back in the day, but then I promised myself not to do it ever again, but I honestly think that some variety is good for a change. I do really think some variety is good for a change. Even if it's not the highest of the highest levels of games, I was impressed by MC.TheMax here. He played really, really well, even though he was pretty much playing... Well, he was pretty much like 50% of his team from the start, maybe even 70% of his team was MC.TheMax, pulling and carrying his teammates on his back all the way to the finish line, only to fall over and get completely obliterated by the opponent, because the opponent had already finished before him. So yeah, that's all for today. I just wanted to cast something different, short but powerful. And I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you enjoyed the mix-up, the variety. And it was high... It was called for. It was time for some variety. Like, honestly, what have I been casting? 1v1. A lot of 1v1. Like, I've done like 400 replays already. Maybe 450 replays so far. And about 240 videos. And that's a lot of 1v1 to cast. And a lot of 1v1 for you to watch. Without any variety whatsoever. Except for some 2v2. Well, thanks for watching. I hope to see you back tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow. Whenever I make a new video this week. And yeah, have a good day.